All right, good morning, everybody. I want to welcome you to the Pulaski County Fiscal Court. As is customary, we'd like to open up in the Pledge of Allegiance. This morning I've asked Ricky Wiles if he would care to lead us in that.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Go ahead and call this meeting to order. First item on the agenda will be the approval of the minutes from our previous meeting. I only saw one small change. It's more of a typo, but on item number, let's see, it's actually not a number, it's down in the notes. It says Karen Mill from Goodwill. It should be Miller. If you want to change that, that's all I saw. If you all have any changes you'd like to recommend.
Motion to accept with change.
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We have no old business today. We do have some new business. We have several roads that we need to appoint committees to look at the roads. And I'll just ask for a couple of volunteers on each one if we'll look at these. In the first district, we have Meadowview Drive, Marcus Way, Louis Way, and Steve Muse Lane. Somebody would like to volunteer to look at those roads for us.
I'll go with you.
Jimmy, anybody want to go with Jimmy in the first district and look? Is that Mike you would? Okay. And then we've got in our second district, we've got Harbor Street, Houseboat Road, Beasley Road, Jenny Bob Lane, C. Wilson Way is the unnamed road there. And then want to add to the second district a removal of a portion of Northwood Drive. Does anybody care to volunteer to look at these for us?
I can do it during mine, but
You put me down there, Steve.
You want to do that since it's in his district? Okay. So I got Mike and Jason will do that. Then in the fourth district, I have one to add, Cumberland Ridge. Somebody would like to go look at that?
We've already appointed two people to go look at that, and they've been and looked at it and everything else. Mike both went and looked
They've
at
already,
it.
okay, so all we're waiting on is the hearing
I
there.
don't know why it's not been taken care of already.
Okay, we'll add that to a hearing then. And then in the fifth district, we have Longwood Drive. Somebody would care to look at that for us? That's the road that goes where the Liberty Nature Center is. Any volunteers to
it's in the field.
the fifth?
Yeah, you put me on.
We'll go with Mike to look at that one.
I'll go with you.
All right. And then we'll try to get that done and set up hearings as soon as possible for those. Next item then on the agenda, we have a resolution. This is given to us from CAECO, and they've asked the counties to be united in this effort. And what they're asking is that Governor Bevin would preserve the retirement benefits that have, basically been promised to all the workers through the years. They want to make sure that he doesn't touch those, and have asked us to stand with CAECO in doing that, and also resolve to separate CERS from KRS because CERS operates better as far as the retirement system goes. So we've got a resolution to have Governor Bevin not touch the retirement, and also to separate CERS from KERS. So Entertain
Motion.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
Who seconded that? He had motion, and I got a second from Jason. Any further discussion? All in favor?
No.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And let's see, this was a late addition here, but we've got the Firebrook Park deed. Martin, do you want to
Yep.
speak to that?
This is, I think Jason has been working on this. There was an easement across a lot in Firebrook Park to give people access to the park. Is that right, Jason?
Yeah.
Going over a lot,
Yes.
a tract of land, and so I guess that was, there were some issues with some of the residents about that, and so the court has, or Jason, on behalf of the court, has been negotiating with Jeff and Sonia Wiles to purchase it's about a 2.3 acre tract, which really is not a part of Whitetail Run, as best I can tell from looking at the plats and the restrictions, but the only way that, of course, if it is a part of it, then it's restricted to residential property, home, or single-family homes. So the only person that could waive that restriction would be the developer, which was Ken Ford. So out of abundance of caution, he agreed to sign a waiver for this 2.3 acre tract where it could be used to place a walking trail on it rather than a single-family dwelling. The Wiles have agreed to sell that tract to fiscal court, to the county, and in return, the county has agreed to deed the Wiles back the easement that they'd previously given the county over the tract of land that is within Whitetail Run. So that easement will be extinguished and will no longer be able to be utilized for access to the park. Instead, the 10-foot wide, or whatever the county wants to make it, across this 2.3 acres will now be the new access point to get to the park. And some citizens out in Whitetail Run actually raised the money to purchase this land and on behalf of the county, and that's being held by Joan, and hopefully we can get this thing closed in the next day or two. We did a title search on it. The title's good, no encumbrances or anything of that nature, so.
So we're still gonna have an entrance in from that back side though, right?
Yeah, it's gonna move the entrance actually where everybody walks now. It'll put the entrance there instead of up
Up on here.
where we did have these.
And it's kind of good, it's really good that it's outside of Whitetail, because then you're not,
There ain't no restrictions.
yeah.
And it's outside, to my knowledge, or it always was, I mean.
Yeah, so I need a couple of things. I need approval by the court for the judge to execute the deed of conveyance for the easement from the county back to Jeff and Sonia Wiles, and then I need approval of the court to accept and pay for the property, the 2.3 acres that the court's purchasing off of the Wiles. So we do those separately if you don't mind.
Do we have a motion to allow me to?
This land gonna belong to the park or to the county?
County.
Motion.
Have a motion to allow me to execute this. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
No.
Any opposed?
That's on the easement, correct?
It's on the easement, yes, sir.
And then we need a motion then to allow them to accept the money and then pay for the property. Motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
No.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I'll get you signed these before we leave today.
Brings us into our department reports. Is Sheriff with us today? No. How about our jailer? I don't see the jailer. Coroner, do you have anything for us today?
I have nothing today, Judge.
All right, our county clerk, Linda. Stacy Halcomb, Public Safety.
Or they can get it, whatever.
The Nancy Fire Department surplus to a 1991 GMC pickup truck at the Fire Commission meeting the other night, and I just need to ask the court for approval to surplus it, and then they was wanting to donate it to the White Oak Community Center that's in their fire district.
Motion.
Second.
A motion and second to surplus the truck. Any further discussion? All in favor?
No.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have Aaron Ross with 911. What's that? Did I skip the road department?
Yeah.
All right. Jordan, road department.
Couple things. First thing being approval of your road work request.
Motion.
There's one little thing there on mine, Jordan, let me see what that. Bullock Cemetery, that 10 by 42. I think that's in Jimmy's area, ain't it, Jimmy?
Where's that now?
Bullock Cemetery,
Yeah.
that'll need to go on the 3rd district instead of the 4th.
Yeah. Okay.
That's easy enough mistake, though, no big deal.
Have a motion to accept the road work request?
Motion.
Second. Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Yeah.
Any opposed? All right.
And lastly, the 3,000 ton of various rock for the month of November.
Motion.
Second.
Have a motion and second to purchase 3,000 ton of rock. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you. Danny Masson, Misty.
I'd like to ask the court for permission to hire Cameron Smith as a part-time, starting tomorrow, October 25th, pending a fiscal.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and second to hire Cameron Smith as part-time. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed?
Okay, Misty's got a couple things.
I have 3 properties that need to be maintained. One's at 122 Jasper Drive. It needs to be mowed, as well as a trailer torn down. It's most of the way fell down anyway, so I don't think it'll be a big deal to get that the rest of the way. And then 171 Francis Drive and Lot 7 on Francis Drive also need to be mowed.
Can we do these both together?
Sure.
Need a motion then to maintain these properties? No. Got a motion from Wheeldon, second from Strunk.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you all. Brings us to Adam Scales with the township. And then Joan, treasurer.
I have 2 items of business. The first is 3 fund transfers to general fund, LGEA, and industrial development.
Motion.
We have a motion to the fund transfers. We have a second.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
The second is, excuse me, a supplemental bill list. This is for the festival that we will be having this week, the Pork in the Park. It's a barbecue festival, and this is for the winners, the prizes that we will be given. And I ask for approval on that, please.
Motion.
Motion, do we have a second? Second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Any opposed?
And that is it, but we did have a very good turnout at Fall into Autumn. Thanks to everyone that helped.
I was gonna mention that, and especially to you, Joan, because you and Jess, I know were right there up to your eyeballs, and I'm sure Penny and Leslie and everybody else that jumped in. Ross was there helping, and then I know Dan and Jeff and everybody that was down there jumped in. Kim, here, I'm gonna miss somebody, aren't I? But we had, what, 400 or 500 people down there at least.
400,000 or 500,000, but you know.
Is a good, successful event, and it just keeps getting better each year, so thank you all for your
And I
hard
hope
work.
we have, it's gonna turn out this week at the barbecue festival.
So make sure you come down to that. We can still take entries, I guess, if you want to compete in that. And basically, they're going to start cooking early in the morning. They have to have they can't pre-cook the meat. They have to start that morning so everybody's on level ground. But then they will have I guess the tasting will start around 1 or 1:30 for the competition. So come be a part of that. You'll enjoy it. All right.
That's all I have, thank you.
All right, next then on the agenda is our citizens' comments. Today we've got Dale Weddle has asked to be on the agenda.
I don't have any comments today.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, do we have anything else you want to talk about? If not, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second? Second. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, thank you all very much.